Hey everyone, so I feel like to break up the monotonous tech videos, I could sprinkle in some personal video topics or questions that I've asked myself and sort of leave them as an open-ended discussion, after I leave my 2 cents on said topic, of course. I've been told that I should try to diversify my content some more, so I think I'll do exactly that. With that out of the way, let us begin. So for those of you that aren't aware of what the quote-unquote high school experience is, then I'll briefly sum it up. It's just things like going to dances, dating, sports games, typical and cliche high school events, or experiences like the name implies. And of course, to clarify, I am a 16-year-old junior and I will be graduating at 17, and I'm also homeschooled. Now I can get into the reasons as to why, but I'd like to save that for another video further down the line. But in March of last year, my sophomore year, I left public schooling and decided to stick strictly to homeschooling, so of course everything I said here could be taken with a grain of salt, and should be. However, everything I say here is strictly from mine and my friends' own experiences. To start off, I'll just be honest, I don't really enjoy high school. Personally, I'm just here because I have to be, and that pretty much applies to all of my friends. I never really went to school dances or anything, main reason being that I just wasn't interested. My friends are the same way. It's not because we couldn't get girls to go with us or anything. To be honest, none of us even tried, because we just didn't care. What, I'm supposed to go into a hot and stuffy auditorium where smelly dudes and loud girls are all crammed together and listen to music that doesn't suit my taste nor my friends? Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand why people enjoy these experiences. Taking a girl to a dance or hanging out with your friends can lead to great memories, I'm sure, but I never really felt like I was required to do so, or I had to. I knew that I should, but I personally just couldn't be bothered. We also never really went to sports events or games. We weren't really interested in events, and once again, I just didn't see the appeal in it. The same thing can apply to clubs or events held for specific classes. In fact, none of us did. We would all rather just hang out outside of school, which we often did. And as for dating, 2 of the 5 friends in my friend group haven't had one in years. 2 of us, including me, have a relationship right now. More on that later. And the last one just kind of switches between different girls every other week. Now, in my case, I actually have a long-distance relationship. I have been in one for almost 2 years now, and obviously because of that, we don't get to see each other often, which means we don't exactly have a quote-unquote normal relationship compared to other people, or our people our age, I guess. Now, this personally doesn't bother me, but I am just saying that because of the relationship I am in, I don't exactly get the experience of the stereotypical high school relationship. Now, I laid out all this, and my entire inspiration for this video can be summed up with a quick and very recent story. Now, don't worry, I will keep it brief, but it's a story that I really want to tell. So, over the weekend, it was my best friend's birthday, and as expected, we all went over to stay the night. Unfortunately, one of us wasn't able to stay, but we didn't let it ruin our night. We spent the whole night just telling each other stories, reminiscing about past stuff, and just overall having a good time. We had a lot of personal things that we told each other, whether it be situations we have been in that have scarred or changed us, or just sharing an embarrassing hobby or interest that we may have. Later on within that night, we just decided that we were going to go out past curfew, which, yeah, typically isn't a good idea, but we were just going skateboarding down some quiet streets in his neighborhood, so I didn't really see the harm in it. We took our skateboards and went riding, and we just listened to music and stared at the night sky, eventually stopping at the end of the neighborhood. We all just sat down and talked about life and everything in it, which, to keep in mind, is a pretty radical change of pace for us, as we don't really talk like that as a group. Now, this all sounds very cheesy, I know, but it was in this very moment that I had realized that it genuinely doesn't matter if you have the quote-unquote high school experience that everyone talks about. All that matters is that you create some kind of memorable experiences when you're growing up, whether it be with a lover, family, friends, or all three. I know that these moments aren't going to be a thing when we're grown up and off doing our own things. Now, don't get me wrong, we'll still be friends. In fact, me and my best friend might actually move in together when we turn 18. But I know that once we get into our 20s and have settled down into our own careers, these moments will be few and far between, which is something that everyone should realize. Honestly, I wish I would have spent more time going out with my friends instead of just sitting at home and complaining about how lonely and bored I am, when I could have been making memories like these ones, things I'll never forget with people I'll never forget. Sometimes I truly forget just how short life is, and while this is a bit heavy for a video that's supposed to be a discussion, I didn't want to change the fact that you don't have to go through what is considered the high school experience to have a good childhood or to have good teenage years. Make your own memories doing things you enjoy. We only have so much time on this planet, and it shouldn't be wasted doing things that we don't want to do or have no meaning. Now, I get this is a pretty radical change compared to my usual videos, but I really do want to discuss more things like this, things that are personal and things that can actually help or guide people that are my age and have problems I have, or that I used to have. The tech videos will still be around, don't worry about those, but I feel like this will help keep things diverse, and honestly, I hope this can help us create, and by us, I mean the audience, obviously, us, or myself and my audience. I hope this can help create a relationship and open up the door for more discussion in the future. I really do like talking about things like this. It's not very often I get to, but I see this channel as a perfect opportunity to dive more into these kinds of topics and also talk with other people who may have a similar thought process or, experience the same things. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and or learned something. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any interesting topics you want me to talk about, leave them down in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.